Here I am in my, as always, casual. While well, I wouldn't say casually, while I diligently take care of all my things to be taken care of. That's right, I said it. It's a beautiful day. I'm just taking care of some stuff out for my truck. Washed off my mats. I was babysitting, and the man, well, he he used my vehicle, and he had his son with him. And the little boy, well, being a little guy, he spilled like a whole thing of juice, and then well, just had to clean that up. But any case, enough of that. Um, I, everyone, I have come to the. I'm just coming to a bit of a conclusionary um, observation. It's a conclusion. Here's my conclusion. Let me just get myself situated here correctly. And I gotta sit up on a higher chair. I have come to the conclusion here that, one second. How's that now? Will that work? That'll work my rather large. Oh, I do have a large head. My head is big. It's like, well, they say that people with big heads have extra brain storage. My conclusion, I took notes. Hold on one second. I have to get my notes. Excuse me, everybody. I'm so sorry for my not being prepared. Hold on. All right, everybody. So my preliminary observation here with this situation that's going on in the Caribbean is as follows. They have now, they meaning the current administration. Hi, Donald. I hope you're feeling better, Mr. President. I really mean that. Um, I believe that they have now come to the realization that this tariff war is a disaster. So now, because of the tariff war being a disaster for our economy, which is affecting the global economy, what they're doing is they want to go into war with Venezuela to remove and extract, take over their oil. This is what they want to do, because they need the money from the oil, because this taking from Peter, robbing from Peter to give to Paul, to then have Paul then turn around and then just do the same thing again. Do you understand? So this is what they're doing. They want to take the funding from that, and then they want to use the money from the fuel to say, oh look, you see, we're recouping, we're saving Americans. Look at the price of look at the price of gas, look at the price of home heating oil, and then they'll go into the next episode will be, then they'll either, if they go forward, we are really, really in a very, very troubled state globally, and I don't think he's going to do that. President Donald Trump, don't do this. Do not do this, because you are going to, we will be obliterated, because these are countries that have nuclear. It's like this routine that you want to engage in, of being a big bully and being a big willy and making all these outrageous, totally ineffective goals only for the wealthy, that ship has sailed. That ship has sailed because the American people are not going to tolerate it. The American people are not going to tolerate it. What are you going to do? Would you like all of us who speak up against you to come to the White House? Okay? Come to the White House. You'll have millions of people in front of the White House. I mean, is that what you want? I mean, you cannot stop. You cannot stop freedom of speech. You cannot stop people from opposing what your actions are that are affecting millions and the globe. I mean, come on. This is not the boardroom. This is not where Papa can come in and Papa's got a brand new bag. Well, he ain't got a brand new bag of money for you. This is not happening. This is really, really not going to happen. And you're just going to continue to engage in this very, very dangerous, very, very unhinged type of behavior. I mean, it is so, you are not, what you're doing now to the American people, you are causing great angst, extreme, you're making people's health get all messed up because people are worried. People that people are getting laid off all over. People getting laid off all over. And now the same people that had no kind of health insurance from their employer because their employer didn't want to, spend the money, because it's all about them. And people that have had, Medicaid, well, now these people, they're going to have no job. Never mind not have no insurance, they're going to have no job. I mean, what are you doing? This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. You're going to have to reel it all in. You're going to have to reel it all in, and you're going to have to stop allowing that cue ball head Miller. You're going to have to stop allowing him and this guy with Project 2025. It's not going to work for America. What do you not comprehend? I mean, we cannot emphasize this enough. This is not the Trump organization. This is the United States of America. This is not your show where you're going to showboat and create all this conflict. You have to work for the people. And we need universal health care because, like I said in previous videos, the FDA has allowed toxic food to be in our ecosystem, which affects our health, our digestive health, our blood pressure, cardiovascular, our teeth, everything, intestines, everything. So we need global health care without a doubt, hands down. We need global health care. I mean, there's so many things that have gone on, and it's all based upon a eugenics type of format, and he is using eugenics in the White House. He's using eugenics. That's why he's recruiting all brown people and black people, okay? He's recruiting Europeans. Not recruiting. He's disappearing these people, putting them into these facilities, and they're all making money. Every single one of these people on his board are making money from the stocks that they possess. That's a no-brainer. We don't need binoculars to look into that. We don't need a telescope. We can all figure that scenario out. Oh wow. Yeah, so does your mother. Too bad. You wow, I'm gonna report him. Wow. If somebody wants attention. Yeah. My artwork, my graffiti art. I made that. That's my graffiti art. My graffiti art. I started my copyright. I have to resume that. But yeah, sorry about these people. Yes, that's mine. It belongs to me. Yeah, it's called graffiti art. There's figures in there. You have to look at it. Anyway, so people, yeah, this is all a Ponzi scheme. And they're waiting for, they will not approve the congresswoman who is the final vote to release the Epstein files. And they have now been given another extended paid vacation while the government is shut down. While the government is shut down, you know. Yeah, granted, there are agencies, well, there are, there is bloat, but how about the bloat that you people have created for your financial gain? How about that bloat? How about we eliminate that bloat and you take that bloat and you put it into the U.S. Treasury system and you give everybody a check? Sign it again like you did the last time. You give all of us a $2,500 check. How about you do that? How about you do that? That's for every citizen. Why is this loser coming up on my feed, YouTube? Because this person's been blocked. Train wreck. Let me take a screenshot of you. Your ISP is going to get reported. Yes, it is. Did you not have enough gasoline in your water? Or, yeah, interesting. These people that just, what they do is they're little bots and they're fans. They could be people like right here where I live. Yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. Yeah, so this is what what the Speaker of the House is doing, and, well, why would they be doing that? Why would they all be in such a cluster crock to not have them released? Wonder why. Maybe they have outstanding gambling that they owe Epstein's bookie? What could it be? Maybe they didn't return their library books. What could it be? Yeah. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And, well, it's another distraction. It's another distraction. And this is why he put the National Guard attacking people in Chicago. There's been a fatality now because of them. Right. And where these people, ICE, they can go around masked, because California is the only state where it's banned until that becomes an actual nationwide ban, which, what's so funny too? It's actually not funny. It's the same old playbook that has been used for centuries. Like the president of Colombia said, they continue to use black and brown people as the scapegoat. They plant stuff and then they turn around and then they say that it's us, that we're bringing the narcotics in. Now there's another boat. There's 4 boats now that they took out. 4 boats. 4 boats. I just wonder how does the president sleep? How do you all sleep at night? It's just it's incredibly amazing to see such a scandalous event. But, this is what these people wanted. Oh, and you know what's so funny, too? Well, it's actually not funny. It's actually very sad. It's sad for those who, in the real estate market, that they manipulate and they play games and they do underhanded things. Like this one chick I know from way back, she wrote a mortgage for these people that were going to buy my house. Yeah. I kept looking at the name and I was like, that name is so familiar, that name is so familiar. And then I look it up. And then I see. Yeah. So she originated a loan. She's been reported to the state. Yeah, that's how things work out. So you'll continue to lose a little bit more money. How's that? That's karma, hun. Yeah, what a freaking ugh. Let me tell you something. There is really no need for real estate agents. There is no need for real estate agents. You can list it yourself, the owner can be present, or you can have an assistant be present, show the property, you have your legal documents ready, all the forms you need, they are not needed. Most certainly not needed. Yep. And, well, now that the economy is tanking, whatever money, these deals that they've made, they will be few and far in between. And that's how it goes. But yeah, shady business, shady people. Anyway, everybody, I gotta get back. I gotta finish up with my car. Have a good day. I'll be back. And yeah, I had the news on, but it was just basically kind of like stuff regurgitated that had occurred on yesterday. So I'm just praying that we don't go to war. I really. And now Hamas has agreed to the deal. So, yeah, and then what did Israel do? They had planes go over. But here's the thing about what's going on there and what has been going on there. Now people are finally coming to the realization with this mayhem that we have going on because of the theater that's happening in the White House and the carnage that he's creating with all of these tankers and militia coming into cities. Well, it's basically, it's all part of the plan, because the more people that they can say that they can lock up, disorderly conduct, and then he wants to put people into gulags that are built here. So this is why all of that funding has gone to ICE, because then that money will then turn around and say, well, we're going to build this. I mean, I always was under the assumption, because I've always been like into politics and reading about architecture and historical buildings, the White House built by slaves. How is the Rose Garden able to be torn up? Isn't that historically part of the actual edifice in the grounds? I mean, I don't get that. I just don't get that. But then again, there's a lot that the entire world is not getting from what's happening. This is what the current status quo. But let's everybody pray for peace, because we're talking nuclear. We're talking Colombia was given $60 billion. You can look it up for people who don't believe and only are spoon-fed BS through Fox News and other right-wing media outlets, and even CNN and MSNBC, because they're paid for by the AIPAC people who give them the casheroo. Because money talks, baby, money talks. Because how do you think Hitler? I'm going to go back in history. How do you think Hitler was able to manifest all of that toxicity? He built a campaign. You understand? He didn't just come out and say, well, here I am. Let's begin the hatred and the vile, grotesque behavior against the Jewish people. All right? This is what Donald Trump wants to do here in America. So everything that's been happening in Palestine, they will do it here. They want total world domination. Hitler's theory, it was Hitler's theory and somebody else's theory. I have notes that I took. Nuremberg laws tested racial origins. Right? This is what Trump wants to do. He wants to bring us back to the eugenic style. That's not going to happen, Donald J. Trump. Donald, honestly, really, if I could talk to you, I really think that nobody ever kind of consoled Donald and spoke to him one-on-one. Maybe that's what happened, and that's why he's so abrupt, and he doesn't, because every single one of us, we're all wounded children. We really, really are. And stuff that happens, like me, I was wounded, but I'm going to be like, punch you right back. But anyway, not everybody's got wounds from whatever. But if you're not given that type of like that coddling, and you don't have the attention, you're going to be a very irrational type of brusque individual. And then being a male white, being given a big old cabbage roll when he was fairly young, it's a whole thing, so it's like a whole thing. But we can't have that. We can't have this tension. We cannot have this tension, and we cannot glorify someone who spewed hatred, because this is also what Hitler did. Yeah. People that have no clue, they only go by what they see, and they're like, oh no, it started October 7th. Oh no. People. Open up your eyes. This is why we have two. Okay? Open up your eyes, start to do some research, and learn truth. Anyway, everybody, I'll be back. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay well. And any mods on here, you can block these crab bags. And your screen name has been, yeah. Yeah, ISP. Have a good one, everybody. Stay safe. Till next time. Bye. Have a good evening, Donald J. Trump. Stay hydrated. And remember the IV into the leg. Okay? So.